Hello there, and welcome to The Basement. The official Star Wars account dropped a bomb on us today, yo. A rumor that was seemingly debunked has ended up being true. Plus, we got confirmation on other things too. So let's go ahead, hit that like button pretty please, and let's get down and do the business. This is an article directly from StarWars.com. The Mandalorian and Grogu journeys to the big screen. The Mandalorian and Grogu are embarking on a new adventure. 2 movie theaters. Directed by Jon Favreau and produced by Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy, and Dave Filoni, The Mandalorian and Grogu will go into production in 2024. I've loved telling stories set in the rich world that George Lucas created, said Favreau. The prospect of bringing the Mandalorian and his apprentice Grogu to the big screen is extremely exciting. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have ushered into Star Wars 2 new and beloved characters, and this new story is a perfect fit for the big screen, added Kathleen Kennedy, president of Lucasfilm. May she depart as soon as humanly fucking possible. The Mandalorian and Grogu will lead Lucasfilm's ongoing feature development slate, including films helmed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, James Mangold, and Dave Filoni, who is also currently developing Ahsoka Season 2, among those in the works. This is the way. Now, there are some key things in here. Number 1, directed by Jon Favreau. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chillin'. Bro. Book of Boba Fett was mid. Season 3 of The Mandalorian was mid. These are Jon Favreau products. To that I say, fair. But if, now that Dave is, the chief creative there at Lucasfilm, I feel like he hopefully will be enough of a barrier between Jon and Kathleen for Jon to be able to do with this movie what he really wants to be able to do with it. I believe that was the problem in both Mando Season 3 and Book of Boba Fett was we got the result of those two butting heads. If Kathleen stays right the hell away from this project, I think we could basically get Iron Man in Beskar. I think this movie could be that damn good if Kathleen stays the hell out the way. But, at least for me, for right now, directed by Jon Favreau is a good sign. Now, I know it says produced by Kathleen Kennedy, but she's the frickin' head of Lucasfilm. She gets producer credits on every damn thing. So it don't matter. And then, here's the next little tidbit that's very, very key. The Mandalorian and Grogu will lead Lucasfilm's ongoing feature development slate, including films held by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, James Mangold, and Dave Filoni. We're going to stop there. But lead. It's going to lead the development slate. We get that puppy next. And then Filoni, who is also currently developing Ahsoka Season 2, among those in the works. This is the way. Well. So, first things first, yo. It turns out the rumors that Lucasfilm was going to turn The Mandalorian Season 4 into a movie are true. Or at least we're getting the Mandalorian movie before we get Season 4. But here's the kicker. As I mentioned before, the Mando movie is now the one we're getting next. Yay. In case you were not aware, the next Star Wars movie we were supposed to get next was the Rey movie, the New Jedi Order movie, directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, a documentarian and director of a couple episodes of Ms. Marvel. And this particular movie is also being written by Stephen Knight of Peaky Blinders fame. Now, Peaky Blinders is badass, so I do have hope for the script for this movie. Now we get The Mandalorian and Grogu before all the previously announced cinematic features. Again, that's the Rey movie, the Dawn of the Jedi movie, the James Mangold feature, and Dave's Mandoverse movie, potentially somewhat of an adaptation of Heir of the Empire, or Heir to the Empire, my bad. Although, I do wish they would come up with a better name than The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think it's long past time for them to stop naming their projects with, proper names. The Mandalorian and Grogu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, Ahsoka. It's time to be a little more creative there, Lucasfilm. Pretty please. Anywho, one other little tidbit that this article, well, if you can call that little smidgy of a thing an article, that it blessed us with is the fact that Ahsoka Season 2 is officially in development. Now, it seems that this will be coming out, this being Ahsoka, will be coming out after the Mandalorian movie. So there is potential for the Mandalorian movie to do some setup for that second season of Ahsoka. The question is, how much time are they going to spend in that movie doing said setup? Will it be Din and Grogu having their own problem that will tie in with Thrawn or the Imperial Remnant towards the end? Or will they be spending a lot of time dealing with that Imperial Remnant, but only find out about Thrawn being behind them at the very end of the movie? It'll be interesting to see how they handle that faux cheesy. Whichever way they go, I feel like we'll get a direct tie-in to Ahsoka Season 2 somewhere towards the end of the movie. Another question is how many of the side characters that they've introduced in the last 3 seasons of The Mandalorian are we going to see? Who are they bringing back? Which ones are they going to allow onto that big silver screen? Whether you like it or not, I don't see how they leave Pelimoto out of the movie. We're going to get Pelimoto and her little robots. If we don't, it'll be for me, it'll be a freaking miracle. I don't see how we don't get Pelimoto. I also think we will be visiting Mandalore, and we will get some time with Bo-Katan and the Armorer and the other Mandalorians. I also think it's entirely possible that he'll be visiting Mandalore more than once. I feel like it's possible that it'll be Mandalore on the way out to his journey, wherever he ends up going when he leaves Navarro. And he'll probably end up coming back to visit them in order to be like, yo, we got problems. I need your help. So, and I also think it's obvious that we're going to see Mr. Grief Karga. Mando! I mean, since Din and Grogu live right outside of the city of Navarro. As far as villains go, I think we'll probably get a dose of pirates and or bounty hunters. Maybe some underworld villains like the Pikes or one of the other gangs that's in existence. And of course, there's always the Shadow Council. They're all excited now that Thrawn's back. If we get bounty hunters or gangsters, I do believe that they will end up, we'll discover that they are working for the Shadow Council. I also think the Shadow Council will be the big bad of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I don't think Thrawn himself will be anything more than a presence in this movie, though. I think he'll get mentioned. I think he'll get talked about. I think you will definitely get a sense of dread, even coming from the Shadow Council, just because of how intimidating that character is supposed to be. I don't think we're actually going to clap eyeballs on him. Unless somehow they get Din to Dathomir and he's like, ooh, the Star Wars equivalent of holy shit, and where they'll probably subtitle it Speaking Anzelm, but I think we'll get another, I'm out, motherfucker! So, now, as for Season 2 of Ahsoka, who the fuck knows? This is all pure speculation. The Skeleton Crew is supposed to tie in directly to Ahsoka, but we still don't even know what the hell's going on with that show, really. There are rumors that it takes place in the same galaxy that has Peridia, and, therefore, he will also be in the same galaxy as Ahsoka and Sabine, so he may end up being the ride home, he being Jude Law's nebulous Force-using character that we know nothing about. However they end up doing it, though, they will have to deal at some point with Shin Hati taking over those raiders. They're going to have to deal with whatever Baylan Skoll's going after. He might end up finding Abeloth. He might end up finding the son. I still believe it's possible he finds the son. We've seen the father so far. That would be Anakin in the World Between Worlds. We've seen the daughter. That's Ahsoka. She's basically been the embodiment of the daughter since the daughter's life force was used to resurrect her in the Clone Wars. But we have not yet seen the embodiment of the sun. It could very well end up being that the sun is waiting for Balin, and it'll somehow also end up being through the sun that Abeloth gets discovered. Now, the sun knows how dangerous Abeloth is, so I don't know if he would be encouraging Balin to release her, but I can definitely see Balin under the sun's influence stumbling across her or finding her or seeking her out for, his own purposes. For sure. There are lots of directions that both the movie and the second season of Ahsoka could take. It's going to be fun to speculate. Oh, so much fun to speculate until these projects come out, especially as we start getting details that'll help us put the puzzle pieces together. Speaking of speculation, what are your thoughts about us getting a Mandalorian movie this quickly? Is that a good idea or is it a bad idea? What do you think will happen in it? Who will we see? How much will it be about Din and Grogu, and how much will it be about the overarching story? Also, what are your initial thoughts on Ahsoka Season 2? Are you glad it's officially greenlit? I am. How much do you think it'll connect to the Mandalorian movie? Not the Mandoverse movie, but the Mandalorian movie. Let me know your thoughts on these questions and anything else that pops into your head, please, in the comments down below. Also, hit that like button. And while you're clicking or tapping, go ahead and tickle that subscribe button and notification bell so you know anytime I drop a video like this one, or so you know when I go live, which I do every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a good time bringing it to you. And remember, there is always a good time to be had when you're chilling in the basement.